Hey y'all, tonight I am doing some work here at the house on our GreenStalks. Look at those crazy things. And as I'm pulling some plants out of here to prep for the fall, I thought it would be kind of cool to share with y'all kind of my thoughts on the GreenStalk. Not really a review because I actually love it, even though we didn't get a lot of yield off of some of the stuff. But I thought it'd be cool to kind of share with y'all what I'm not going to plant in the GreenStalk again, and if I am going to plant it again, what my strategy is for the fall and then for the spring. So let's get over here and check these out, y'all. So as you are walking up to our house, it's actually pretty jungly looking right now. And we rent this house, so this is not our permanent home. My ideal house is going to be closer to Camp Semper Canine, our property, within the kids' school district, and it's going to have a porch. This is not a porch. I'm talking about like a big covered front porch and a back porch. We don't really have that here. We have like a little front patio and a back patio. But it has worked out really well with my GreenStalks being here. So let me get up here and share with y'all my thoughts and my strategy for the next things I'm going to plant in this GreenStalk, what I'm not going to plant again in the GreenStalk, and why. And like I said, this isn't necessarily a review for a GreenStalk. I actually think this is just a genius design. We're thinking about buying 2 more to put in the high tunnel, maybe at the front of the high tunnel or actually inside of it. I actually love the GreenStalk. It has given me an opportunity to have things to grow right here in the house, and I can't tell you how many times I've just ran out from the kitchen while I'm cooking and grabbed some herbs from the GreenStalk. However, there are some things that I did not anticipate, even though I planned, and I can share that video with y'all. I planned in the beginning thinking about my strategy on planting, and there were still some things that I just did not think about. So I'm going to be pulling some of this stuff out tonight, and as I do, I'm going to kind of share with you what I'm not going to plant in here again and why, and if I do plant it, what I'm going to do different. So let's get started. I almost don't know where to start, to be honest. You can see that I am getting some beans, finally. I have some tomatoes that are coming in as well. These are tasty treats, and they're little tomatoes. Oh, I have a hangnail. What happened there? So these tasty treats, I have a plant that I planted here, and it's all the way down on the bottom. I did not, oh no, it's actually not on the bottom, my bad. It starts right here on this tier. When I'm planting tomatoes, which I will continue to plant tomatoes in the GreenStalk, they will all be on the very bottom level. So I will not be planting tomatoes any higher than that bottom tier. I will also be conscious of what is getting planted beside them, so that the tomato plant, as it grows up, which I did notice, and I don't know if it was just the varieties that I happened to pick, these tomato plants did not get very thick as far as the stems. So this tomato is the Husky Tomato, and if I didn't have all of these bush beans, it wouldn't look, I mean, this is the top of this one. It wouldn't look that crazy over here. I will tell you, I will not be planting beans in a GreenStalk again, unless I'm planting only beans. Partly because I had Tanya's pink potted beans that were supposed to be bush beans, and I got pole beans instead. The package says bush beans. I've talked about this numerous times. I have some planted in the garden, the Semper Fresh garden as well. Oh, bummer. I didn't see that guy, so he did not get harvested. I need to get the scissors. There should be another one. Oh, double bummer. Well, shoot. Those were candy cane peppers. Anyway, so as you can see, that is supposed to be bush bean that I planted on the second from the top level, and that's how tall it is, and it has folded over and actually started wrapping around some other things. So unless I'm planting all bush beans, and I know for a fact that they're all bush beans, I will not be planting beans mixed with other vegetables anymore. Like this is supposed to be a bush bean, and look, it goes all the way up this vine and it's all the way up in here. That is not a bush bean, that's a pole bean. They got the seeds mixed up when they sent them to me. Anyway, so that's created some challenges. You could do pole beans in here if you have them on the bottom and they have something they can climb. Like I did when I was doing my research, I saw that people were growing corn in these things. So there's really no limit. I actually grew some cucamelon too. Anyway, I got interrupted, so I can't remember what we were talking about. Oh, cucamelons. I was even growing cucamelon here, and it was doing okay, but I just haven't gotten any cucamelons. I trellised it up and gave it support, and just wasn't getting anything out of it, so I'm going to be pulling that out tonight. My okra is still doing okay. It's just not quite ready to bloom. So I will probably plant okra in the GreenStalk again. I think what I'm going to do next time, like when I'm pulling all of this out, I'm going to replace it with herbs, because I really enjoyed being able to have this herb garden. And you can see my dill over here. I'm letting it go flower to go to seed so I can save some seed for it. I will probably, if I do dill again, I will either get a variety that doesn't grow this tall, or I will put it down on the bottom level. I did peppers. The peppers did okay. They just only produced like 2 peppers. So this might not be the best environment for peppers. This was sweet marjoram, and it just completely dried up. My thyme completely dried up. Like I don't think any survived here. Here's one little bit. What are you wanting to do?
To go to the ocean and see black turtles.
Turtles? So for the things that I needed trellising, I actually used bamboo sticks. I went to Home Depot and got them because I got a pack of 6 at Home Depot for $1.99, and they were selling, and these are 6-foot tall bamboo sticks. You can see Ava has one here. They were selling them online on Amazon for like $15. I was like, no thanks. So I sat at Home Depot for 30 minutes waiting on them to bring my mobile order out. What are you doing?
Trying to plant.
Okay. So I also planted some currant here because I was curious about trying it. I didn't realize how tall it got. So that didn't do really well for me, mainly because I didn't realize that it was going to get so tall. Here it is here, and it's going all the way up to the top of one of my Dances with Smurfs plants. Yeah, I did not expect it to get that tall. So I'm probably just going to pull these out because they're not even flowering. Like, there's no flowers on any of them. Like, this has some little flowers that it looks like it's coming out, but will it even produce anything? I don't know. So this one is my Dances with Smurfs. It's probably 11 feet tall. Oh wait, what was this one? Oh, this was a Tidy Treats, like that little one on the other side. We just pulled the first ripe tomato off of this one. Chris, he said they're delicious. See, like my sage is just getting overshadowed. So I just think that's something that you should be conscious of. And I thought I was doing a good job on it, and apparently not. My mint is still surviving, and it's like all the way up here, and it's flowering now. But my rosemary's kind of getting shadowed down here. It's in the shadows. So like I said, I don't really know. Like, I don't see but a couple flowers on this Tidy Treat, so I may go ahead and pull that one too. And that pepper plant down there is not producing anymore. I'm just going to start pulling the plants that aren't producing. You can see I do have some beans, so I will harvest these beans. This one is Cantor. These are the ones, someone told me these were like some of the most prolific, and they did produce a lot of beans in the garden. Unfortunately, I just missed the timeline. I thought they would get bigger than this, and I didn't know that that's about as big as it gets. So they started really quickly drying up in the Semper Fresh garden. But we have enough here, I think, between the ones on this GreenStalk and the ones I have over here to have a pot of beans. These are the Tanya's pink potted, I think. No, these are Cantor. I even have dragon's tongue bush beans. I don't see a single bean from that. And we are well past the window that these should have produced. So it may just be that there's just so much going on here and they didn't get enough light. I did rotate these every day. That's what I was smelling a minute ago. I couldn't figure out. This one is lemon balm. Oh gosh, it smells so good. I just love it so much. Couldn't figure out why it was just hitting me in the face when I was moving this around a minute ago, or it was brushing the side of my shirt or something. Anyway, so definitely won't be doing beans unless I'm doing all beans again in this thing, and I don't foresee me doing that unless I buy one that's just dedicated to doing beans. I'm going to do more herbs. I'm going to do some lettuces this fall. I thought about trying to do some broccoli or something like that, but I don't know if I want to. I've watched a video where a couple people had tried to grow Brussels sprouts and they just didn't do very well. That to me seems like a hard, something hard to grow. I even thought about doing a couple little sunflowers. I have some dwarf sunflowers and dwarf cosmos. I thought about putting some of those in just to add some color for the fall. Maybe some chrysanthemums or something like that. Some kind of mum. I don't know. But I'm going to definitely be going to the hardware store this week for some things that I am looking for. And I'll be looking to see if they have any kind of fall seeds, flower seeds. But let's see, what else do we have here that I'm probably not going to be growing again. Probably not growing again. See how these, I missed the window on these. See this one? This is the bean. It's just kind of getting, I don't know if you can tell, but it's flabby. It's not crisp. So these are no good. I missed it. Maybe that one I can keep. And I did mention the peppers. Like this pepper was a yellow bell pepper. This one never produced anything. There's no flowers. The leaves look healthy other than the fact that they got munched on a little bit. Nothing. And it got kind of stunted. So I don't know if it wasn't getting enough sunlight or whatever the case may be. But this one's coming out. I might have to just go get my clippers and leave some of the root system down in here to help with the biology of the soil. There are a lot of worms in these things because my kids would find worms. They would catch them and they would come put them in here. They said this was the worm house. But I probably won't do peppers either. Just probably won't do peppers. I think Gary, I don't know how you say his last name, Plutarch. He's the Rusted Garden. He's up in Maryland. He has done a GreenStalk with just peppers, and he was very successful, but he's also very successful at growing peppers. I'm pretty successful at growing peppers. I wouldn't say I'm great every year, but I do have a great harvest of peppers every year, but it could be better. Again, I'm just going to pull, I hate pulling plants out that are still producing, but at the same time, see, look at this wad. I don't want to keep these in here because I have to get ready for some fall stuff. And I can't do that if they're still in here. So this looks pretty wild. I pulled this whole side out. And right here we have some nasturtiums. And I even did dwarf nasturtiums and they were just a little out of control. So I definitely don't recommend nasturtiums in a GreenStalk. Okay, let's see what's next. Here's another pepper, and again, I think this one produced one. Let me go get my scissors real fast. So I forgot I had an aloe plant in here. Look at that. I forgot all about it. He's not getting any kind of light. And I hate to pull these out because there's flowers on these beans, but again, what am I going to get? 2 or 3 beans out of these in the next month? That's not even enough to do anything. So they're going to go. I moved up on my lemon balm because all of that has kind of sagged over as well. It's gotten weighted down by some of the other plants. And I'm trimming up my tomatoes while I'm in here. Our little hummingbird is not happy that we are up here. He just tried to get me. Told me to leave so he can come get him some nectar. I need to make him some new nectar too. I may share that with y'all, how I make nectar. It's so easy. Okay, so I went ahead and trimmed. This thing's looking wild now because there's just not this big bush until you get up to the top, so it's kind of crazy. But I trimmed the tomato plants all the way up to give some extra space here for some of the other plants that I still have. Like my rosemary needs some help. And my okra was getting covered right here. And my sage too. I don't know if I can help this sage much, but I'm just going to water it. I trimmed out some of the sweet marjoram on this side. I left just a little bit. I mean, I don't know if that comes back every year. So I kind of need to check on that.
I want to play on the plant.
Okay. You want to do what?
Plant.
You want to play on the plant. I don't know what that means. So I am gonna try to, I don't know how I'm gonna trellis this up. I guess I gotta get my step stool out here and put another bamboo shoot in the top that's taller and try to hold all of these up on it. I mean, I would like to try to keep it alive as much as possible. Now let me move over to this guy. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough daylight for it because it's already getting dark and this poor little hummingbird is about to just have a nervous breakdown to try to get over here and get some food. So I may have to save that one for tomorrow. I did a lot over here, so let me try to at least trellis, stake this guy up and trellis it up to another big bamboo stick like one of these that Ava has, and see if that can help with some of this weight, and then I'll call it a night on this GreenStalk. Okay, so I'm going to finish this video tomorrow. I'm also getting eaten up by mosquitoes despite putting spray on. I was able to get another bamboo secured in there, and I tied it to one of the other bamboo that are further down in the GreenStalk. Hopefully we don't get another hurricane come through and blow these plants all over the place. But I'm gonna get inside tonight. I'll finish this tomorrow, so this is to be continued. This hummingbird keeps hovering around. It's wanting to get some nectar, and I'm getting bit by mosquitoes, so I'm gonna call it a night, and I will be back to finish this video tomorrow. Good night, y'all. Okay, so this morning I'm back out here. I'm gonna do my other GreenStalk. Here's a little peep at the GreenStalk I trimmed last night. Trimmed, that I purged, whatever you want to call it. So I'll probably amend this soil with a little bit of worm castings to get it prepped for some of the things I'd like to plant in here for the fall, and some of my herbs that I want to plant in here as well. So let's move on to this jungle and start working on this one. The sad part about this is that these bean plants look so healthy, but they're just not producing anything. They put off flowers and they're producing just a couple of beans. I mean, you can see there's a bean here. This is supposed to be pink potted bean. It's not ready to pick yet, but I'm gonna go ahead and pull it because I need to get in here and get some of this stuff out to prepare for the fall. So unfortunately, it's just got to go. Now, all of these were supposed to be bush beans. This one is halfway up the GreenStalk. I think that's part of my frustration, is that I got bad seeds. These came from, crap, I can't even remember the name of the seed company now. They are based out of Mineral, Virginia, which is not far from me, less than an hour. And they wouldn't even respond. All of the seeds I got from them had an issue with it, with either severely poor germination or the seeds were just labeled wrong. And I didn't get anything from them when I emailed them asking if other people had the problem or why there was such a problem. Didn't get a response at all, so I will not be doing business with them again. I do see that I have some flowers coming up on one of the pepper plants up there, so I may leave that one. But essentially, I'm just pulling all these beans out. So the other great thing about using the bamboo sticks, you can reuse them. The best way I'm finding to remove the beans is just to clip them at the root and start pulling them out that way. And there's a lot of trimming I needed to do on some of these tomato plants. You can see that it's just a big mess. So I'm curious to see what kind of success rate on relapse I get of these things coming back to life, to see if I get any kind of new growth after I'm clipping all these beans out. So this is the first time I've ever used bamboo as a stake system for my plants. And I did notice, and I meant to point this out when I saw it the first time, that I saw a lot of wasps and yellow jackets making their nests down in there. So that's what this one is. So I'm going to sit it to the side so I can make sure that it is completely out of the bamboo before I try to use it again. Okay, this thing is looking pretty bare, which is cool with me. It was a little bit wild. Gonna trim up the tomatoes that are here and see if I can salvage them. I did have to pull 2 of them just because they didn't have any blossoms on it, they didn't have any fruit, and they had a lot of leaf spotting. So like, see, this one was just an offshoot. I cut one of those. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this one. This must have just been like a sucker that came out that was buried down in there with the main plant. But see, like this pepper plant has not produced anything, and this one did produce a couple of things, but there's some blossoms at the top, so I think I might keep that one. And then I'm going to try to clean up this tomato. But essentially, I have pulled all the beans out of both of the GreenStalks, and it has made a huge difference. So let's see if we get any production off of any of the other plants that are still in here. I have a couple pepper plants in here, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4. And I only got a few off of each one. So, may leave these for a little while. But I'm going to let this soil settle. I'm going to get all the roots out. I'm going to put some worm castings in there. And then I'm going to start preparing to plant my next round of plants. Definitely got to get this tomato plant propped up and tied up. So let me get that done. And I will give y'all another update when I get ready to start planting these for fall. So I hope y'all enjoyed my little video. Oh, my time just burnt up. Hope y'all enjoyed it. I'll see y'all next time. Bye, y'all.